I said, how did your weekend go? And her husband said, oh, we were waiting all weekend to get back to the Red Shield. My name is Maria Ariano. I am the operation manager at the Modesto Red Shield. I was the person that wrote for this senior program in a grant from Sutter Health. I saw a need in our community, 2 seniors that would walk around in our neighborhood, and one day I was talking to them. I asked, why do you walk in the cold? And the gentleman said, we don't have a place to do exercise in our community. We have such a great facility available that's not being utilized in the morning when the kids are at school. And so I thought, why not? Why shouldn't we have our seniors here? Why can't we have a place where they're safe? They're given a nutritious meal, they have access to fitness, they have access to so many amenities at our facility.
I really enjoy the senior program because it gives me somewhere to come in the mornings. Of course, we have the great fellowship, our great leader, Anna. She's been wonderful with this group, and I'm just really blessed with the Red Shield altogether. It's got many things coming out of here, but mostly the senior program that has started up. I'm so blessed to have it in my life.
It's someplace for me to move around more and just get to know everybody and do the things that they're doing now. It's just, I enjoy it. For the families that have their parents and instead of sitting home, come, bring them. Just because we're old doesn't mean that we can't do nothing and just sit at home. Come and enjoy yourself.
I think I just want to say thank you to our community. Thank you to Sutter, obviously, because they sponsored this with the grant that they gave to the senior program. But thank you to our community, because our community allows us to do so many things here in not only South Modesto, but in all of Modesto and Stanislaus County. You honestly make a difference. Your donations make a difference. Whether you see it or not, or if you're actively here, please know that you change lives. You do. You honestly change lives, so thank you.
I think the shelter meets the needs of the community by bringing people, from the streets, from behind their businesses, from their homes, and we provide a place here for those folks to come so that they're not necessarily in those areas where those folks might be otherwise. My name is Matt Aguirre. I'm the shelter director here at Salvation Army. I oversee the low barrier shelter here, as well as the Barbarian shelter and all of the daily operations. So the low barrier shelter is a shelter that kind of removes all of the barriers that would keep someone coming off the streets or homeless from coming in. So we remove those barriers. So we go by the 3 Ps here. So it's pets, possessions, and partners. If you have a pet, we allow 50 pets in our shelter. If you have a partner, you're able to bring that partner in with you. And if you have more possessions than normal, then we allow you to bring those 3 things in here. So that is pretty much the definition of a low barrier shelter. So we're grateful to be able to have the Access Center literally probably 20 yards from our front door here at the shelter. And that relationship that we have with the Access Center is amazing.
I was at the shelter for almost a year. After a couple months, I was getting discouraged because I figured I'd be out of here by then. So I started volunteering everywhere to keep me busy, volunteering in the kitchen here. So it kind of got me to work, and then I kept looking for housing, and I finally got housing.
So the Access Center really changes lives because it allows people to connect with their recovery at the level that they're at. So if they're living here at the Salvation Army shelters and they want to engage in recovery, they can walk over to the Access Center and they can access what services they need at one spot.
For the low barrier shelter, we have a 96% success rating in getting clients to their housing, employment, mental health, and addiction recovery meetings. This is due to the partnership between our caseworkers in the shelter and the Access Center location next to our shelter building. Our shelter programs are being utilized to an amazing degree. Our low barrier shelter occupancy is at 95%. Our Barbarian shelter currently has an occupancy of 92%. Our Veterans Transitional Housing Program has held an average occupancy rate of 84% or higher for the last 3 years. This is the only transitional housing program for vets in our county. In 2020, the very first year of operation, our low barrier shelter moved more than 90 clients into permanent housing and 24 clients into jobs.
I think having it close by made it really convenient to get all the paperwork that I needed, do the search for housing. I want to say thank you for having the shelter here and available. I mean, I don't know where else I would have been other than on the street, and at my age and my dog, that's not a good idea. The staff's been great. They're really helpful. They're really caring.
I tell my staff every day, I tell them if we can just love them right where they're at. Don't judge them, but love them right where they're at. Wherever they came from, whatever situation they came with, just love them right where they're at. And if we can just help one, if we could save one, then we know that'll be a great testament to everybody else. And then they get hope to say, if that person made it, so can I. So I find it a privilege to work here every day. I feel like every day I come in, I'm not working, I'm just helping people. And that's a great feeling at the end of the day.